All right, so you can see my screen. Let's go present. I'm going to be flipping back and forth from this to my actual LinkedIn profile. Let's make this big. How about that? Hey, look, welcome to the presentation. We'll start shortly. All right, so just real quick, I'm going to go through a couple of slides here and talk to you about what gives me the, I guess, the know-how to talk to you guys about LinkedIn. So we're going to talk about what is LinkedIn, what are the basics of LinkedIn, how do you, how to maximize your profile, how to grow your presence, how to attract attention and gain followers, and from that, how do you monetize your presence on LinkedIn, which is what we all want, right? In the end, if we're going to use something like LinkedIn, we want it to be beneficial to our business in some way. All right, who am I and what do I know about all this stuff? So I'm the Director of Channel Partnerships for FirststarHR, and I'm a sales coach and trainer. Hey, I'm just going to brag on myself a little bit because that's what I do. No, so I know a lot about LinkedIn. I've been on LinkedIn for a while. Really at the beginning of 2019, I made a decision. And that decision was I'm going to start making videos because I want to actually get something out of LinkedIn. Most people who use LinkedIn, they use it for an online resume. Most people watching this right now who are on this have used it that way. I wanted more from it. And so I told myself I'm going to give myself all of 2019 and make videos. And if this doesn't work, forget it, I'm done. So I made 182 videos, give or take, in 2019. It sounds more difficult than it is, and I'll show you how. I was able to bill over $500,000 in revenue, and I can attribute between $90,000 and $100,000 in commissions that came from my using LinkedIn. I was named, hey, look, there's my face right there. So anyway, we'll move on to the next. I started with 5,000 followers at the beginning of 19, and right now I'm almost at 24,000. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so real quick, just some LinkedIn stats for you. Right now, there's over 610 million members. Of those members, you have 90 million, give or take, senior level executives, 63 million decision makers. 92% of Fortune 500 companies use LinkedIn, and they don't just use it to put out normal advertisements. They're using it and creating content that drives viral prospects and business to them. 80% of business-to-business leads from social media come directly from LinkedIn. So all of those numbers, yet only 3 million users actually share content weekly on LinkedIn. So when you actually start to share things, you're one of the vast minority of people who are actually doing it, which gives you an amazing opportunity. So just real quick, demographics. 27% of Americans use LinkedIn, 50% of Americans with a college degree. 69% of LinkedIn users make over $50,000 annually. 38% of the users are 24 to 35. 87 million millennials use LinkedIn. And Allison, who's my wife, who's not on this, doesn't like to hear it, but millennials go up to age like 37 or 38 now. So we're not just talking about 21 and 22-year-olds. Basics. So let's start talking real quick. We're going to go through how to set up a profile, how to optimize the profile so that you're getting the most out of all this, and then what to do from that point forward. So let's start talking about a profile. Here you can see my profile. We're going to talk about the profile picture and what the importance of that is. We're going to talk about the headline. We're going to talk about the summary, profile content, and then your visibility settings and how to get this thing going. All right, so first, there's my ugly mug. Here's your picture. The profile picture on LinkedIn is vital. Smiling in your profile picture is vital. I know a lot of us don't like that, or we want to put something else up there. But users with a profile picture are 36 times more likely to get a direct message on LinkedIn. And since we're in business, that's what we want, right? 36 times more likely have a profile picture. As a matter of fact, get someone from the chamber. I'm not going to mention all their names, right? But get one of our great photographers, Get them to do some headshots for you. Take those pictures, put it on LinkedIn. It will help you. Profile picture receives 21 times more views. So the goal of this is to get them to go to your profile so they reach out to you. 25 times more views of your profile when you have a picture. Professional headshots get you 14 times more views. So what does that mean? The profile picture is important. All right, your profile. So we're going to talk about your headline here. The headline is what is directly under your name and your profile picture. LinkedIn automatically makes your headline your title at work. So what you're going to want to do is go in and change that. And I'm going to show you how to do it. You don't want it to be your title, because the goal is not for them to know what you do. The goal is for them to know how you help them, right? And so this is the first thing that you do. By the way, every single time you post on LinkedIn, people see this headline every single time. So what I tell my clients is to use this kind of example down here, and you can see it at the bottom. I help blank do blank in order to blank. So, for instance, with mine, I help individuals and businesses learn the art of game-changing sales. The idea should be that they can read that headline and know immediately what it is you do. So if you don't have that on your LinkedIn profile, make sure that you go in and make that change. I promise once you start engaging and putting content in, it will help you immensely. All right, let's get more into this. Now you're talking about the summary or your about section. Your profile is kind of like a landing page. I want you to think of it that way. The goal here is through your engaging on LinkedIn, through sharing content, through looking at other people's content and commenting on that, it should be driving views to your profile. So it is a landing page. The headline can only take about 120 characters. The summary here, which is directly under your headline, you can put a novel. You can put everything you want. So what you want to do is you want to use the summary and your about section basically as something that tells people why they need to reach out to you. Why is it that people need to talk to you? So if you can see in mine, I automatically put in a calendar for me where people can just go ahead and schedule time. Put your contact information, your calendar, tell people about you, tell people about what you do. Don't be boring, right? Put it in there, draw people in, and it's pretty important. Stand out, be creative. In a second, I'm going to go to mine. So let's go over to my profile and start looking at this. All right, so you can see my screen. Here is the feed from LinkedIn. So we're going to go to my profile. Everything we just talked about. Here is the profile picture. Here is your headline. When you first join LinkedIn, you also have the ability to change your banner picture at the top. I would suggest going to a service like canva.com, C-A-N-V-A. If you type in when you're there, LinkedIn banners, they give you a bunch of different templates and options where you can go in and change those up. It's a great service, canva.com. Have something that's not boring. Have something that's original. So we come down here, and here's the about section, what we were just talking about. Again, the ability for someone to know more about you. What is it that you do? What is it that sets you apart? Remember, it's almost like your little website. So we're going to go down here a little bit further. Featured is something that I believe only shows up when you're a paid subscriber. I would suggest that the minute you're able to, that you subscribe and you pay the premium, and I'll tell you why. There's differing opinions on that. You can get a lot out of LinkedIn just with your free account. There are different search capabilities, the ability to look at who has viewed your profile for years when you have a paid subscription, the ability to look at detailed analytics of each of your posts when you do that. And so we'll show you some of that. But once you have featured, you can put different things in here. I have articles that I've written here. I have podcasts that I've been on. You can come here and see all. You'll see all these different featured things. There's me. talking about different things, different podcasts, just another way for you to get visibility to your potential market. Here's your dashboard. So the dashboard shows how many views your current post has, how many times you've been searched, and how many people have viewed your profile. I'm going to click over here, and then we're going to start talking pretty soon about content, but I want to show you these things. This kind of shows how people have looked at it over the last 90 days. So over the last 90 days, I've had, 9,056 people visit my profile. It's been pretty steady. I had a drop here. One of the cool things you can do with this is see who are the ones that are looking at it. So 7 people from Microsoft. So if you're able to sell to Microsoft, fantastic. I can look at human resource specialists. 87 people with the title of human resource specialist have looked at my profile. And I can go back a long way because I have that premium account. This right here will be filled with cool different things, right? Sometimes you'll see a company in here that you want to market to. Think about it. If I can sell to Microsoft, it's pretty amazing that I'm able to come here and I can see CEO of Maverick. He's probably not a CEO of Microsoft. I can come in here and look at people who work there and then say, I wonder if there's a way for me to message this guy, get together with him, and have the ability to walk in and start selling. So whether it's Microsoft or whether it's ABC Construction, it gives you the ability to do that. So now let's go back over here to my profile. You know what? Let's just push here because I think it'll be easier. View profile. Okay, we're back to the profile. So that's that. Search appearances. Again, you want to be in the search. Every time someone searches something, here's the people I show up in their searches. 3,700 in the last week. People from these kind of companies are searching. Who is searching? Salespeople, executive directors, founders, business strategists. Makes sense because I market to salespeople quite a bit. All right. So this is all the boring stuff. I wanted you to see this. These things that I've told you are really important because when your profile is not maximized, people do not come to your profile. Last thing I'm going to show you on this. Up at the top here, you see edit public profile and URL. I want you to click on that. This allows you to see how your posts are being shown to the network. You're going to be able to come over here and edit visibility. So my profile, I have it turned on. People can see my name, connections, region, where I am. People can see everything about it. They can see my background photo. They can see my headline, my summary. This is important for you to do this. It allows people to search you. And that's in the end what you want. You want people to know that you're there. Let's start talking. First of all, wait a minute. Do we have any questions about profile and how these are set up? At all? I can't see the Zoom screen. Okay. Let's start talking now. I'm going to switch over and go back here. You know, that figures that it went all the way over here. I just wanted to show my face again right there. Okay. Almost there. Sorry about this, Jim. Okay. Connections and followers. Let's talk about connections and followers. Who should you connect with and how should you connect with them? So from a standpoint of the people that you're connecting with, it really depends upon where you're selling to and who you're selling to. If you are only selling in Georgetown, Texas, then you obviously need to be connecting with people here. You come here to search. I'm going to go search for people. I'm going to go, I want to find people that I can connect with that I'm not already connected with. I'm going to go locations. Austin, Texas area. And let's say I want to search for people who are in construction. Apply. So now I can come, and these are all people that I'm not connected with, that if I'm trying to sell into the construction industry, I can come in here and do this. So let's say it's this guy. I don't know Trevor, but Trevor is a sales manager for a company called Contemporary Glass Temporary. He's in San Marcos. So if I want to connect with him, I push connect, obviously. Hey, Trevor. It would be great to connect to learn more about temporary glass temporary. Send invitation. When you send an invitation, you want to make it personalized, or else people will say they don't know you, and then you'll get kind of tagged by LinkedIn. So who should you tag? Who should you connect with? My philosophy is this: in terms of LinkedIn, right now, like I said, I'm at 23,718 followers. I can work all over the United States, and so I connect with anyone right now. The philosophy there is this, that I may not be able to do business with them right now, but someone they're connected to can. LinkedIn's network is vast. I think with my followers, I probably have 3 or 4 million that are in the downline of first and second, and probably 5 to 8 million in the first, second, and third connections. So someone they're connected to is connected with someone that I can do business with. So that's the beauty of LinkedIn, that you're going to be able to get business from people that you never thought you would get business from, because you're connected with someone that knows them. In the last year, I've closed quite a bit of business from people who didn't initially start as my connection, but they saw a post I had because one of their connections actually commented and engaged with it. So the idea of connecting with people, you want to connect with people, as many people as you can, and then when they give you the reason not to connect with them, then get rid of them. That is the beauty of LinkedIn. So connecting with people. Let's go over here, content basis. Let's talk about content. A lot of people discuss content, and they're scared about putting stuff out there. I don't know how many on this call have actually done content, but when you do a piece of content, which means you're starting a post, you click here, start a post, and you start typing, right? Whatever it is. Then it goes into the feed for other people to see, as you can see. Content is, you saw it on the slide that I have. 3 million people out of 610 million people are actually putting content on LinkedIn. Content is your ability to market yourself for free that day. Now, if you're paying $45 a month for premium, you can put as much content out there as you want. You'll have, right now, the latest one I had was 5 hours ago, and it has 11,000 views. Think about what that would cost if you had to do it somewhere else. What are those views worth to you? So you end up putting a post out here. You want to put that out there. You want to do once or twice a day. You want it to be consistent, and you want to make sure people are seeing what you talk about. From a content perspective, there's some important things to know. What do you want to post about? One, you want to post about whatever the heck you want to post about. There was a time when LinkedIn and Facebook were very separated, where it was only business stuff on LinkedIn, and Facebook was for your kids and for your personal feelings. Because now we have such a wide variety of people on LinkedIn, you're going to post about whatever you want. I'll say this with my stuff, it's probably 50-50. I'll have 50% business, 50% personal, because people want to be able to know you as an individual. Think about what causes someone to buy, what causes someone to reach out to your business. It's trust. And how better to gain trust by not only seeing what they do as a business, not only seeing the referrals that they get for business and the endorsements that they have, but also being able to see, let me see something else about this individual. What do they like at home? What's their personality like? You're able to build trust through your content on LinkedIn by posting about business, about personal, about everything. As a matter of fact, my main hashtag on LinkedIn is business is personal. So obviously I care about that quite a bit. There are 5 different types of content that you can put on LinkedIn, and we're going to go through those. The first one is obviously written. It's you typing things out. It's really writing about whatever you want. On a written post, you can have up to 1,300 characters. It is the most popular form of content because it's the easiest to produce. You get out your laptop, you get out your phone, you type something in, boom, it's done. Written posts will get you the most views. Written posts get the most views on LinkedIn. LinkedIn favors those kind of posts. It also, though, builds the least amount of trust with the people that are following you. That's because they can't see your face while you're doing it. It's regular marketing 101. I do quite a bit of written content. Picture content. A great way to bring people in is to share pictures. If you're a realtor and you're showing, pictures from your closing. If you're like Raymond and you're a realtor, but you also do remodels and things of that nature, showing pictures of the great job that you've done in the remodels. Those things are great ways to get attention for your business, and they get pretty good results. It's easy to post it. You don't have to think much. You take a picture, you put it on there, gives a glimpse into your world. It's the second most popular piece of content on LinkedIn. The struggle is it's very difficult to predict how well your post will be. Sometimes you'll get a ton of views and a ton of engagement on a post with a picture. Sometimes LinkedIn's algorithm destroys it and you get nothing. So you have to keep that in mind as you're posting. Video. So video is my preferred method on LinkedIn, and I'm going to show you some of those here in a second. It's dynamic because you're able to connect with people in ways that you can't ever connect with them in any other way unless you're face-to-face with them. I've had people reach out to me and they feel as though they know me because I'll make a video and they see a video 3 times a week from me. Well, that's powerful as a business. If you're making videos and you're reaching people and you don't know they're reaching you, and then all of a sudden they come to you in a direct message and say, hey, I've been watching your videos for 6 months. I'd love to do some business. That's pretty powerful. And that's what video does. It builds tremendous trust. The video should be no more than 3 minutes long, and you need to directly upload that video to LinkedIn. LinkedIn does not like you sharing links to other websites. They don't want you leaving their site. So you have to make sure that when you do it, that you upload it directly to LinkedIn. The video shouldn't be any more than 3 minutes long. The other thing about video probably gets the third most views. Someone has to watch that video for quite a bit for it to be considered a view. So you'll see a ton of engagements on it, people commenting, people liking it and sharing it, but you won't see as many views as you see with written kinds of content. Documents. Documents it's pretty new with LinkedIn. It's actually an amazing feature. I saw Brian Jameson on a little while ago. Brian, if you have something from Allstate, if you have something in insurance, you can upload that document directly to a post, share it, and allow other people to download it. So I'll put, tips and secrets out there. I'll put, cool spreadsheets that I put together, put it on there and allow other people to download it. People love this. It allows you to put PDFs. It allows you to put Excel documents, Word documents, PowerPoint presentations. You can do just about anything there. It's pretty remarkable. And these posts do really well because you're giving something of value. You're giving something for free. So I would suggest as you start to dive more into putting stuff on LinkedIn that you utilize the document content. Articles. So articles is, you have a place called articles on LinkedIn. It's basically LinkedIn blogging. You can put as much content as you want on it. You can share and copy and paste blog postings that you had other places and allow people on LinkedIn to see it. It's much better, again, to do that than to link your blog to it because LinkedIn doesn't like that. It does get the fewest amount of views possible on LinkedIn for some reason. Basically, you have to click on it. You have to open it up and read it all before it counts it as a view. But for long-term strategy, the article is fantastic, and I'm going to show you a couple of the articles I've done to give you an idea. All right. So do we have any questions up to this point?
So far.
Okay. So I'm going to show you now. I'm going to get into some of this content and just show you what I'm talking about. When you go into your dashboard here, you're going to see activity, push see all, and you're going to be able to see not only the stuff that you are posting, but you're going to see every single time you have gone in and clicked on someone else's post, anytime that you have engaged in a post and that sort of thing. So let's go So for an example, on this post I had this morning, it was a really quick post, and it really, you'll notice this about my posts. I typically speaking have posts that are more macro level. So very rarely do I dive super, super deep because you lose people's attention. My job and my goal is to bring people close to me, get them to trust me, get them to like what I have, get them to engage, get them to ask for more. So I had a quick one this morning. I think we're at 353 likes, 154 comments, 12,000 views. You can come here, the one from yesterday. Here's, hey, look, me and my guitar. Again, personal. I do this every single day. It does not take me much time, and it brings in business. I had one the other day right here. You can see I put some emojis in there to catch people's attention. There we go. I have another one here, had 34,000 views. So the point is, I had 34,000 people view this post. I can see what companies they're from. I can see what the titles of these people were, and I can see where it's resonating most, what area of the country. So I had 792 people from Dallas, Fort Worth, 768 from New York, 495 from Austin. People from Accenture, 38 people from Accenture. So let's say I wanted to sell to Accenture. I could come in here and say, wow, these people are really engaging with my posts. Let's go find out who I'm connected with in first and second levels that works for Accenture that may have seen this. And it gives me an in to go and work with them. So love this feature. Content is important. Close that out. Okay, so here was another post there. So anyway, you get the drift. The idea is to, on content, post often. It's not okay just to post once a week. Once a week, no one sees it. So if the algorithm also believes that you're not fully committed. So once you start posting once a day, once every other day, that sort of thing, you start to get more traction, and you will absolutely get business from it. That's content. Any other questions right now before I talk about a couple of other things?
No.
Okay.
Question.
Yes?
When you said you could content the files, the PDF, how is it that you got to make sure that some of those are not, I mean, are you just not posting stuff that shouldn't be out there technically?
You mean, so for instance, not posting stuff that has sensitive material in it or that sort of thing?
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
that's obviously, make sure that you're not posting someone's social security number or that sort of thing. I'll give you an example. Let's see. Okay, so for coaching, for instance, this is actually, you know what? I'm going to show you how that works. So if I go start a post, this right here, this little document button here, choose a file. So I can go, and let's say I want to, I'm not going to put my W-2 there, by the way, so you can all see it. Share this on here. I can add a descriptive title to it, right? So amazing stuff. This is how everybody sees it. And then, by the way, once you post it, right, then they can actually go through it and go, oh, wow. So to answer your question, yeah, I mean, you want to be careful with that, obviously. And I would make sure that it's nothing that's going to be sensitive material, nothing that you believe someone else will steal and that you want credit for, right? But for me, I will post articles here. I'll post marketing here. I'll post Excel spreadsheets. If you have marketing flyers, it's a great place to put it. And people dig this. They really like it. So does that answer your question? Okay. Let's discard that. So the last thing I'm going to say from a LinkedIn perspective, and then we can, you know, we're getting close to the time here. I think that most of us have seen LinkedIn and been around LinkedIn for years. I think the first time I got on it was in 2006 or 2007. It's changed so much, and what you start to realize, right, is that it's this living, breathing community. I can, since we've been talking, I've had 3 people ask to connect with me. You've gotten to a point where people are posting videos from TikTok Now, that doesn't sound attractive to some of you, but the point is I'm able to come here and I can look anyone up that I want, because most people have a LinkedIn profile. I can come in here and engage with this lady right here. What was your first job? My first job was at Short Stop Hamburgers. I'm able to now communicate and connect with people from all over the country, all over the area, all over the world. It matters. You can now find people that you want to work with, and you can start to engage in their posts. So now, instead of being the guy or gal that's cold calling people for sales, or you're cold calling people to recruit them, now you can actually come in here and search someone and start actually engaging in conversations with them without it looking as though you're a spam robocaller. It's become very powerful in that regard. In terms of taking this and monetizing it, that's the last thing we'll talk about. The idea of LinkedIn is to figure out how to sell without selling. People ask me consistently, well, how do you do that? LinkedIn doesn't like pitches. And most of us don't either, right? We don't want someone calling us, knocking on our door saying, hey, I've got the best product for you. So what LinkedIn has you do is to learn the art of selling without selling. Learn the art of storytelling. How do you tell a story that discusses what it is you do in a way that makes people want to know more? And it actually draws people in a way that you never could have with traditional marketing. I don't know about you, but I don't remember the last time I did a billboard somewhere and someone actually called me, or that I did a radio spot and someone said, hey, I love that radio spot. I'm going to jot down your phone number and your website. People don't consume stuff that way anymore. They consume it virally. They consume it through engaging in conversation. It's the reason, by the way, that the Chamber of Commerce is so amazing, that we get to come together in this room or at a coffee shop or a restaurant and see people and talk to them and get to know them. Well, in this hand, it's not as good as the Georgetown Chamber, but LinkedIn, it really is the same concept. The idea that I can connect with people, I can follow their careers, I can tell a story about what it is I do, and through that, I develop a relationship, I develop trust, and the ability at some point to offer my products or services. And so that's what I've done with LinkedIn. And if you'll follow some of these steps, especially on the profile, you'll be able to do the same thing. So, Jim, that's all I have.
We did have somebody who had a question.
Cool.
She's getting dating requests via LinkedIn. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second, just so I can get over and talk. Yeah, okay, so people are morons everywhere, right? I mean, let's be real. One of the great things about LinkedIn is you have the ability to network and market with a ton of people. And it's different than Facebook, because Facebook, you only connect with people you know. One, you're going to get that just like you're going to get anywhere else. And I will say this, whoever is getting that, delete that person and block them. We ain't got no time for that. Get rid of that person. You're going to have it. And it's just one of those things, unfortunately. I would report them, block them, and move on. I see a couple of other ones there. What do you choose not to share is what Ann Miller asked. What did you choose not to share? You mean from a content standpoint? If that's the case, if it's from a content standpoint, I mean, you got to be smart about it, right? Figure out what your level of comfort is for what you share. I mean, some people don't want to have their kids anywhere near a social media network. I have videos of Declan, my 4-year-old, singing a song, and then I've gotten business from it. So what you choose to share, really, look, make a determination. Make sure you're not sharing something that someone else doesn't want you to share. Be cognizant of that. But that's very similar to any marketing, right? So I'd be real careful with that. Question, if you own multiple businesses, should you have different accounts and profiles? No. So that was from Crystal. If you own multiple businesses, by the way, you can create a business page for each, but you still want to do the vast majority of your marketing right from your main page, from your own profile. Don't create multiple, because at some point LinkedIn will be like Facebook has in the past, and they'll delete something. So you don't want to build two things up and then have one of them be deleted. So I would do it all from your own personal page, share stuff on one business, share it on the other business, get it out there and do that. Says here on the profile page, there was a list and some of them were unchecked. Anne. Hi, Anne. Can you unmute Anne so she can ask me that question? Oh, I have to.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I think you have.
Hey, Anne.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good. So tell me what you meant.
You went back there on the profile page.
On my profile?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna share a screen and we're gonna go over there together.
Okay.
Okay, here we are.
Okay. When you were building and correcting and updating and whatever, on the right-hand side, there was a list. So
This right here, up here, edit profile.
Yeah, somewhere over there. I don't know how to get to it.
Okay, right here.
Okay, go. Yeah, keep going down. Yes, right there.
Yeah.
Tell me that. Yeah, see, some of those you chose not to share or show, so I didn't know why you chose the ones that you wanted to share.
So for me personally,
background page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yes.
This was a personal preference for me.
Okay.
I've gotten to a point where I have so many followers that I have people reaching out to my boss to ask about business, to ask if they can, have me for a conference and do those sort of things, which sounds like a first world problem, but it was kind of a pain in the butt for my boss. Gotcha. So I got rid of and then this is only on public. So this would be if you searched me and you weren't connected with me, this is what would show up. It wouldn't show current company and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So that's what that means.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so let's see here. The next one was, what about hashtags? So hashtags, very similar to Twitter. Hashtags are a way for you to be seen in the search engine and the algorithm. If you want it after this, I could always share. If you want to send me a message, I can share. I have a list of the top 100 hashtags on LinkedIn. Basically, if you put a hashtag on there, don't put more than 3. If you put a hashtag on though and someone searches that hashtag, your post will come up. People search them quite consistently. As a matter of fact, if you follow the hashtag, it'll automatically show up in your feed, which is nice. So if I think I have 100 people following my business's personal hashtag. So every day when they come up, if I've posted something with that hashtag, my post automatically shows up, which is kind of cool. On the profile page, there was, okay, that was that. How much of what you showed is available on the free version? All of it, except for the portion that I showed where I could do like the podcast and show those. Everything else is in free. The free version really is about your detailed searches. You're welcome. Any other questions? So Allison, if it's okay to say this, we have in the, in our circle, we have a LinkedIn circle. And, as those things kind of get off and going, hopefully we'll be able to do them face to face. But if they're going to be virtual, we'll be going and I'll be working with each of you individually at that point in the circle to help you with optimizing your profile, help you with knowing what to post and how to make that content. What's the best way to write it so that it gets views, and then showing you how to potentially monetize those posts and actually get business from it. So that's going to be happening within it. Can I share your presentation? Yeah, absolutely, Ann. And we'll make sure that you get, I think they're going to, this is recorded. So there's going to be a recording of this as well. So that'll be up to Jim and Allison. We have one, okay. So outside of that, the only other thing I would tell you is just like anything else, you can't get on and expect to do a couple of posts and to see success immediately. You've got to be very consistent with this. If you sell B2C and you sell directly to customers, it's a fantastic way to get to busy professionals. I think women make up 56, 57% of the people on there. Men are extremely active. You've got now students on here, so if you're recruiting students, they're here. It's a great place to do business. And if you need anything at all, I'll make sure that you have my contact info. Make sure you reach out to me, connect with me on LinkedIn. You know, we do obviously sales coaching and training on these things, but for you guys, just reach out to me and I'll help you do it for free. I'd love for you to be a part of my network on there.